Have you ever wondered if you are using your intuition, if you know how to increase your intuition? Or what is the difference between instinct, intuition, and spiritual knowledge? Yeah, when you access spiritual knowledge. Let's talk about it. Let's see what you can do about your intuition. Join me for today's episode. Hello, my dear listeners. Welcome back to this podcast and YouTube Emotions in Harmony. If you are in the podcast, well, you know that we are going to be in YouTube Emotions in Harmony. Just go and visit us there. And if you are here in the YouTube, know that we are in Spotify and everything. And just for today, I felt like going live. Not always we do that, but I felt it like going live. So here we are with the topic. Um, what what how we can distinguish a person who use their intuition? What are the characteristics of a person who use their intuition? And I know my sound is up and down. Yeah. So um, probably I need to just hold it that way. Um, what is it when a person is intuitive? How we can recognize it? Well, that person is able to listen to their inner voice. Yeah. Expand their knowledge by practicing meditation. They pay attention to do mindfulness practices, etc. Um, they have the courage to break the rules. They can break rules, they can do whatever. And I know my sound is going up and down, and it's nothing I can do about it. Um, let me see if I can put it here. If you guys are there and you want to comment, please comment. Comment. Yeah. This is the stuff about going live. Yeah. This is it. Hello. Hello. Is somebody there? Somebody tell me something. I know Vince is there, but he's here telling me. Yeah. Let's relax and just enjoy the ride. I was telling you that a person who is um, using their intuition is able to be creative. They normally are independent people. They don't like to be told what to do. They rely on their own inner information. They value equally the feelings and the thoughts. Yeah. And something very interesting is that they value their loneliness. Yeah. They value loneliness because they can enjoy and learn from their loneliness. Yeah. Better here. Okay. It's not sexy to have the microphone that near, but okay, I can do that. They trust their power of observation. Yeah. They are open minded for answers that they may not like. Because when you listen to your intuition, you may not like the answers, and we are going to talk about it. But let's start with I have some PowerPoint here for you. When you start listening your intuition, you have a better, more assertive life. Yeah. And why people say, I don't listen, Carmen. I don't access to my intuition. I don't know what to do. Well, this is what we are going to talk today. But some people have the judgment or the idea that intuition is only for women, or this not their thing, or is only for very sensitive people. Say that's not for me. It's for very sensitive people, or I don't have time. Yeah, or I am more practical. This is some people will say I am more practical, Carmen. Well, if you think that intuition is not for you because this or other ideas that probably you may have, stay in this episode because you may be surprised. People who listen to their intuition actually are very practical and they tend to do better decisions. I am not here to sell intuition to you. Yeah, you can not use it after listening to this episode, but at least give yourself the opportunity to listen. Okay. What is what the theory says about? Well, Gard Gigerenzer or something like that, because this psychologist is German and it's difficult for me to pronounce. He say that intuition is vital in the lives of human beings, and without it, we cannot go anywhere. We cannot go farther. Yeah. So it is our intuition that helps us to accomplish more. So our brain has been learning rules for thousands of years. This is what Gard says. And then we need to find answers and we can go to that knowledge that we have accumulating for thousands of years. And that is in similar thing with Carl Jung said. Carl Jung used to talk about the collective unconscious and the information that we all keep in the collective unconscious. The Carl Jung, which is a psychiatrist, he was a psychiatrist who was psychoanalyst, and we study in the transpersonal psychology. He say that the person who follows their intuition can anticipate certain events or situations by using this unconscious material. The unconscious material is the result of everything we are, of everything we ever live, seen, experience, is the essence of our being. And listen to this. We have intuition because we not only accumulate with our brain information, intellectual information, we accumulate sensorial information. Our body, our senses, everything accumulate information. So therefore, when you are in a situation, you may miss something information, but your body is not. And then when you allow yourself to rest, when you are allow yourself to relax, that information comes to your mind. So in a situation, when you are in a very difficult situation, let's say you don't know whether to enter a relationship or to leave a relationship, you may go for a walk, take a shower, journal, and do something that actually allows all your body to give you the stored information. Imagine like we have a bunch of drawers. We have a huge closet with a bunch of drawers and everything is organized. We just don't remember that we put it there. And sometimes it happens in our house. Yeah, I don't remember what I have in every drawer. So when we are facing a challenging situation, it's better to back up, relax, and then bring that information. Very practical example. Sometimes you miss the car keys. Not that I miss them ever. Yeah, sometimes you miss the car keys. And then when you relax, you start like looking like around like crazy. And then when you relax and think about it or go for a nap or something, you say, they are there. Oh, now I remember that I was walking there and I put them there. So imagine using that information for larger questions. Yeah. So let's see what else we have here. Howard Gardner, which is a professor in the Harvard University, a psychologist and researchers, say that we need to develop a type of intuitive intelligence, the one that we can be perceptive of our inner world. So it is important, he said, to differentiate between intuition and instinct. Instinct is more primal, is more primitive, let's say that way, and is there to save our lives. Yeah. So if you are in the middle of the street and a car is coming and you didn't notice the car and you suddenly notice, you just jump out to the sidewalk. Yeah. And your instinct saves you. Yeah. We all have instincts. Animals have instincts. I personally believe animals have also more intelligence than we know. So, and we know, all of us who had pets, we know that they have some other intelligence. Yeah. They may also have their own intuition. But for the theory, for the psychological theory, they say that only humans have intuition. What do you think? Do you think it's true or do you think it's not true? Do you think plants or animals have intuition? Let me know if you are in the comments. Let's see if the theory is at, at the same speed as we are as human beings. Okay, so intuition comes from the Latin verb intuare, int, interiority, tour, from look or store or observe information. Yeah, so collect information in our inner world. This is how I will understand this definition. So the intuition is the ability to get a correct conclusion from scarce information in a short amount of time. That information or this dimension of intuition doesn't respond to magical processes. Yeah. It's rather cognitive perceptions because it gets with the intellectual mind and with our body too. So intuition, we can also call it the hunch or the sixth sense, is the inner voice that speak to you as an alarm system. Yeah, when something goes wrong and when we need to react quickly and effectively, this fascinating circuit is activated. Yeah, and how we can listen to our intuition. What do you think? How we can listen to that intuition? We can practice some calm exercises to calm our mind, to stop our chatter, meditation, if you will. You can expand your inner knowledge of yourself through meditation, to prayer, to going for a walk in silence, or drawing, or journaling, or whatever. You can also write down your dreams. Your dreams may give you a good amount of information. It is really nice to wake up and get to write your dreams and keep a dream journal. I always suggest keep a dream journal. Yeah. And we may, when we listen to our intuition, we may not align with social rules. Because social rules, let's face it, sometimes they are outdated. Social rules are based on the past. Yeah, we create social rules because we learn, and sometimes we don't want to step into each other. We don't want to offend each other. We don't want to blah blah blah. So as we go, we keep creating rules. But don't you have sometimes the sense that the rules in your city or the lawyers or whatever they are studying some rule that applied like 50 years ago? Sometimes our information that we have is that. And when we actualize our perception of the information that we have, is when it comes this hunch or this sixth sense, let's say. Yeah. So you may be appearing as you are breaking rules. Use your creativity. Yeah. And value, of course, your independence. This is why at the beginning I told you. Yeah. Also, please give an equal value to feelings and thoughts. Be open minded. Capture all the verbal, non-verbal messages that are around. I am going to tell you a story. Every time I talk about intuition, I have a different story. So I'm going to bring another story right now. By the way, we were talking about intuition last Tuesday morning in the group, in the live. We were doing meditation, live meditation in Insight Timer. And I did another example there. Beautiful, but not this one. Unfortunately, it's not recorded. It was live, gone, bye. Yeah. Okay. So I was once, I remember when Mexicana, the aviación, if you remember Mexicana, years ago, before they closed their business, I had a ticket from Guadalajara to San Jose in California, where I live. So I had a ticket and I asked my sister to take me to the airport. And I wake up early because I needed to be like 6 in the morning or something like that in the airport. I wake up early and I was sitting with my intention to do 1 hour meditation. So I was all ready, take a shower, getting ready, everything packed. And I was like, okay, I'm going to take this time just to meditate and relax before that trip. And as soon as I sat for meditation, there was kind of an inner voice, intuition, that told me, leave now to the airport, go now. And I was like, oh my God, I just want to do quietly my meditation, go now. Every time I closed my eyes, it was like kind of this sense of go now. So I wake up my sister, which was not happy. It was like 3 in the morning or something like that, and say, you need to take me now to the airport. And she said, what? You know, what? Like, it's too early. Like, no, take me now. So she took me to the airport, and I arrived, and I tell the flight attendant that I was scheduled for later, and he say that flight doesn't exist. It was in the time of Mexicana where they were having trouble to actually book the plane to get into the airport. And that flight doesn't exist, ma'am. Yeah. And I was like, okay, but I am supposed to be there and I have a meeting in the afternoon, and I start getting like stressed. And he say, yeah, sorry. And then very candid, he look at me and he say, what do I do? Because he saw me really stressed. Yeah. What do I do? And he was so candid, his question, that I immediately, like intuitive, I didn't plan it. I just answer, open your system, look for another first class flight as a courtesy, yeah, and send me there. And he was like, I cannot do that. Yes, you can. Because in 1 hour or two, you have 200 people angry. You don't want me angry too here, yeah? And he was like, you're right. So he started looking, and I think he was still confused by my instructions. What kind of person does an instructions? Don't do the instructions like that to a person in the front desk in the airplane. They know what they are doing. But I think it was my intuition, and I was so assured that I confused him. And he started looking, and he actually sent me in a first class flight to somewhere, to Los Angeles, and then the Los Angeles to San Jose. So it was a long story. This is the long story. But now this is the story, the perfect story to make my point about spiritual connection. Do you think I got that information because my body somehow sensed that it was not going to be a flight? Because probably I was watching the news days before and knew that Mexicana was having trouble. Do you think it was not instinct? Yeah, based on what I am teaching you, it was not instinct. It was intuition. Or do you think it was something bigger than myself? Do you think it was my spirit or my guardian angel or the Virgin or Guadalupe or Jesus Christ who loves me? What do you think it was? Okay, so this is the continuum that I think. We have a continuum of instinct. This is not in the theory, this is me, just to be clear. My ideas about intuition. So we have a continuum between instinct, intuition, and spiritual connection. Yeah. Sometimes that field of information is not us, it's something bigger, it's a bigger source. And we can find examples, many examples of people. You can actually put an example when you're receiving good, nice information from a bigger source in the comments. But do we need to be practicing meditation? Do we need to be connected to our inner wisdom to access that spiritual practice, to access that spiritual knowledge? That I don't know. Because some people may tell you they were not even a believer or something, and they still got some information, or somebody appeared out of nowhere and saved their lives, or some other stories, miracles. Yeah. So we don't know. So other question that I have is, being intuitive, being in contact with our inner world, would make us spiritual. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't think so. Because you may be, because of your work, because of you have many years in the same field, or because you practice self-awareness or whatever, you may be really in touch with your inner world or with your intuition, but intuition is only one outcome or one effect of your spiritual practice. You are in the road for your spiritual practice, but you may not be there. But intuition is there. This is why sometimes people, when meditate and start thinking or guessing or getting all the green lights or getting the parking spot or getting this or this little taste of a bigger source, they may think, I am making it. Yes, I am doing it. And maybe not. Yeah, maybe not. There is a lot of work to be more spiritual. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. I want, before we finish, one thing is, notice your judgments or your barriers to when something is different than you. You may ask for an answer, and somebody in the Insight Timer asked, Carmen, what about if I didn't get anything? If I was meditating, focusing, asking for the answer, and I didn't got my answer. Well, when you meditate and ask for your answer, give yourself 2-3 days to value information that comes in the next 2-3 days. It doesn't need to be that fast. And also be open-minded, because it doesn't come in words. Sometimes it comes in a book, it comes in somebody that you know, or in a movie, or something that inspires you to have the correct answer. So it doesn't need to be in words. Yeah. And don't punish yourself, because you may think, I ask for answers and I don't get them. Some people get them. Some people even channel some information. I don't. Well, everything in its own time. Yeah. It's nothing wrong with you. It's a process. Yeah. It's a process. And you may be really smart for other kind of intuitions. Yeah. For example, one of my old friends, he used to be my student, he say he was many years as a manager of a restaurant. And he used to tell me, Carmen, when some couple is coming in the restaurant, it was a big fancy restaurant in his city. When somebody come in the restaurant and they are frequent clients, or maybe their first time, he say, I can pick up information about what they are going to order. And then he has his auricular to the kitchen, and he says, sometimes I talk to them and I say, start getting that wine ready, or that cheese ready, or that. And then they tell him whether they have that or not. So by the time he's escorting them to the table and seating them, he already is suggesting something else. Isn't that fun? So he developed that intuition because he spent many years in his work. Yeah. So we have that kind of intuition that is an informed intuition, if you put it that way. Okay? Well, oh my God, I can't believe I kept talking and talking until now. I just love being here with you, telling you about the intuition. Let's finish this. Okay? I am going to give you homework. Ask questions. Ask questions to your inner wisdom, to the bigger wisdom, to whatever. Just pose the question and trust that the answer is going to be there. And then when you ask the question, go before you sleep in the night and say, can I have the answer in my dreams? Can I have the answer in the next 3 days? And if you are unsure, like, I don't know if I invented that answer or it came from a bigger source, you can always ask, can you confirm, please, 3 times? And it will be fun. You will get confirmations sometimes, and it will be fun. So that's the homework. Okay? Well, this is part of the Resilience series. If you want to meditate live with me, come to Insight Timer Pacific time every Tuesday at 10:15. I am going to be there. If you want to get bigger the community in YouTube, we are in Emotions in Harmony YouTube. Okay? And if you are a podcast listener, just sign to the newsletter or whatever. I just want to get to know you better. Okay? I'm so glad to be here. I am Carmen Roman. I am clinical psychologist, and my job is to help you to have emotional harmony. Okay, bye for now. We have reached the end of another episode of the podcast Emotions in Harmony. See you the next week. Visit www.emotionsinharmony.org, where you can subscribe, find the notes, and be in direct contact with me. Thanks for listening.